Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with a answer to a question about fertilizer. Okay, so the bag I just showed you is Jack's Professional Petunia Feed. It is 2319. It has all sorts of micronutrients in there. So that's the fertilizer that if you ask me what should I feed my plants, that's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you feed Jack's Professional, this formulation, and your baskets are going to be fantastic. Total disclosure here: I have no connection to the company. I don't earn any money for them. I don't get any kickbacks. They're not a sponsor. The reason I'm recommending this fertilizer for you is this is the fertilizer that works. Okay, so if we wanted to do the old cliche recommendations based on car models, that is your Cadillac. Okay, this is premium fertilizer. Okay, this is what you want to feed your plants. If you have anything else, change. Do something else with the old stuff. There's many different reasons why, and to answer those questions, I'm going to work on something special. So this is not just someone that's, Ford versus Chevy kind of argument about fertilizer. This is a fertilizer choice that has a lot of information, a lot of technical information, a lot of data from our own growing, and customer preference from 4 decades worth of nursery work. Our customers prefer plants that look good. Imagine that. So what I'm going to work on behind the scenes is I'm going to bring in my technical expert for fertilizer and plant nutrition. It does happen to be my father, but his pedigree, his qualifications, that you look at them, are extensive. So he's going to rank up there with national experts on plant care. He was a president of the Oregon Nurserymen's Association for a while. Was a professor at Mount Hood Community College in their horticulture program. Was the West Coast technical sales rep for the W.R. Grace and Company, which was a large fertilizer conglomerate. Yes, they did happen to make that fertilizer, but I'll let him tell you the why of why he went to work for that company. He has degrees in plant nutrition, plant pathology, soil science. The list goes on. And I think the best part is long ago when I was little, he was an ag teacher too. So you're going to get advice from an expert, right? So when someone says, hey, consult the experts, I'm bringing in an expert. So I osmotically absorbed information from my father on plant nutrition. So I'm going to repeat back as much as I can, but really he's going to be the expert. So let me give you just a brief crash course of why we're using this. It comes right down, let me get the phone so I can see, right down to our types of nitrogen. Okay. Our types of nitrogen right there. Okay, we have nitrate nitrogen and ammoniacal nitrogen. When my father talks to you about fertilizer, he's going to tell you that most brands of fertilizer use cheap nitrogen. They're going to use nitrogen in the form of ammonia and urea. So if I were to take you on a journey around the corner, so let's go on a journey. Yes, it's a tiny greenhouse. That's why we're changing. Okay, so right here around the corner, and we're going to look down here. So this is an aquaponic system that we have in our shop. Come on, focus. There would be some catfish living down there. Over here across the way, we do have a grow bed, and that grow bed has a whole bunch of lava rock in it. Okay, these fish, As they feed, they produce ammonia, which is going to come off of their leavings, and urea. Okay? The reason we have a large grow bed over there with a whole bunch of lava rock is that grow bed, that we have there, with all the voids and all the moisture there, provides an excellent location for bacteria to grow. Okay, so that grow bed actually houses two different types of bacteria. There's a type of bacteria that feeds on the ammonia and urea and changes that from ammonia to nitrite. And then there's another bacteria that changes it from nitrite to nitrate. Okay, nitrite is toxic to plants. Nitrate is the type that they can consume. Okay, so when I tell you a fertilizer has something in an ammonia formula, and I show you an aquaponics system and say it's got bacteria in there and it's needed to change it, hopefully you can take the leap that in this basket here, let's go down to one of these. So in these, ultimate close up, in these baskets here, which are actually our municipal baskets, there is a little bit of bark in there. There is perlite, there is peat moss, and then some other organics in there. So in that basket, there's really not a good place for bacteria to grow. Okay, so we're not going to have the same conditions in that pot to take our ammonia and our urea and turn those into nitrite and then again into nitrate. Regular potting media is pretty much sterile, right? They give it to us sterile. We want it sterile. Keeps the weed seeds out of it, keeps weird pathogens out of it. But it doesn't have the bacteria, nor does it have the capability to hold the bacteria to be able to change your cheap fertilizer into something the plants can use. Okay? So when you've got a fertilizer like this one, where our nitrogen is already, come on, focus, is already in a formula that those plants can use, then we've got a benefit. Okay, so you are taking the middleman out. You don't require the bacteria. Your plants can use it now. Everybody talks about Miracle Grow. Miracle Grow is marketing. Okay, so when you look at their comparisons that they do, they're taking a basket, they're not feeding it, putting it next to one that has some feed. It's always going to look better. Okay, but if you take one of these baskets and put it next to a Miracle Grow one that doesn't have the right type of nitrogen, you're going to see a massive difference in the size. This hanging basket, by the end of this month, is going to be trailing down about, March 1st is tomorrow. By the end of March, it'll be trailing down about to my wrist. By the time we are ready to sell them, if I hold them all the way up here, up above my head, it's going to be down around my shoulders. It's all about timing and plant nutrition. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do these best things, but the best thing you can do for yourself is change your fertilizer. It's easy. Okay, but you're like, oh, but I already have all this money in there. Well, if your school's baskets look better than the business down the street, they're going to buy from you. You want to give them the best basket you can, so why don't you feed them the best food that you can? Right? Top ramen will keep you alive. No one wants to eat top ramen for every meal. Give these guys some steak and eggs for breakfast, right? Give them a meal that's really going to make that plant thrive for you. Once you start fertilizing with the right thing and start with the other care things that I give you, your quality is going to take leaps and bounds up from when it's been, and you're going to have bigger and better baskets. Okay, so this greenhouse right now, there are only 50 baskets in it. Okay, remember, I just came to this program. We're in the process of building a 3,000 square foot house. Well, we'll have 3,000 square foot when I'm done. There's 200 square feet here now. But even with this absolutely cramped quarters here, we will put out a product that I get complaints about because I don't have enough of them. Okay, so I've got 50 to sell. I still have folks coming up to me and say, you know, you didn't get me my basket last year. And I'm like, I tried to do one per person, and there's more of you than what I have space to grow baskets. And it's pretty cramped in here, even at that. But switch your fertilizer. Go ahead and switch it midstream. I think when I bought this, that was $22 or $23. This is my second year on this bag because I'm only feeding 50 baskets, but I do feed them every single watering. Okay, so every watering, I'm mixing it 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. Each basket gets about early season about a half gallon. Late season they'll get a full gallon. Okay, I'll talk about how to water those with fertilizer later on. But the real basic thing is go ahead and switch your fertilizer now. Switch to the Jax Classics. It's the Cadillac. It's what you want. It's going to make your baskets perform. Okay? Again, later on, I'm going to shoot a series of videos with my father, with my horticulture professor father, and we're going to go all through plant nutrition. We will cover topics that you never knew you need to consider, and hopefully within a month or two we'll have those done. And they'll be 10 to 15 minute videos, so they'll even be like classroom length. Okay, so something you could show, and we're going to try to really make a good effort at presenting this information. But long story short, switch to this. Okay, so switch to a new fertilizer. Now there's one other thing real quick. This is the the potting mix that I need or use. This is Sunshine Mix number 4. In that series of videos, we'll tell you why you want to use a potting media like this. Okay, you don't want to go cheap on your potting media. Okay, good fertilizer, good soil, good pot, good product. Okay, you're going to need a good quality potting media to hold the fertilizer in the pot for your plants. So Sunshine Mix number 4 is what I recommend. That's what we used for years. Years we used that. We used to mix our own, but we with our baskets and bedding plants, we moved to Sunshine Mix number 4. So those two things are going to give you the best success, but definitely get away from your old fertilizer and switch to Jax. I don't know. Donate whatever you've got left to your local garden club, right? They're going to scratch your ears with donations and help at your plant sale. Fertilizers based on ammonia and urea are just fine for in the ground. Give them to your garden club. Let them water them. Show them how to do that. Mixing the watering cans according to your instructions on your bag. Have them water their flowers. Their blossoms on there will be bigger than they've had in years past if they've never fertilized. So give it to someone else, but move your school or your greenhouse operation up to a better quality fertilizer. Okay, so again, this is Jax Professional. It's a water soluble 2319 petunia feed plus magnesium. And if you look down here, it does say J.R. Peters Company. So if you're old enough to remember, it used to be Peters Fertilizer. Long story on why it's not anymore. Basically, bought, sold, lost the rights to the name, couldn't get them back. So now it's become Jax Classic. But that's what I would choose. And stay tuned because we'll have new fertilizer videos coming up in hopefully a few weeks. All right. Any other questions, just drop me a message. Comments should be turned on. If you want to be reminded, hey, I'll do the cliche like and subscribe. I'm trying to increase the number of viewers so you guys understand how to follow and get this info. But I'll keep shooting the videos for you. All right, thanks for tuning in.